Supporting this channel is simple. Whenever you shop online, just access the affiliate links in the description. Your support is essential for the growth of this project.
Visionary Women is a volunteer-run organization, and I know that every single person who is here is giving their time to one organization or another. And the fact that you have 9 million volunteers, and you were talking about the relationship between volunteerism and willingness, and that it's through willingness that you uplift your consciousness, if I'm quoting you correctly, or I'm understanding it. In some ways talking about how it could be a doorway to becoming a bigger person than who you are.
See, before we come to women, first thing is visionary. What a vision means is, see, everybody has desires. Desire is an incremental way of enhancing our life. Today you desire, I must have a home, tomorrow you desire, I must have this money, tomorrow you desire something else. These are incremental ways of arranging and rearranging our lives, which are needed to do a few things. When you say, I'm a visionary, what you're saying is, I have a larger desire, which is not about just incremental improvement of my life. Desire is about me always. Vision is an all-inclusive process. So, this itself is a phenomenal thing. If people, instead of having desires, if they have a vision, vision is always all-inclusive. Desire is personal. Desire leads to incremental changes and improvements. Vision can transform the whole situation. I like music. So, about willingness, because you said you're a volunteer organization, to be a volunteer means somebody who is doing something willingly, right? There's no other compulsion. There are no financial compulsions, there are no social compulsions, there is no something else. You want to do something willingly. So when you're a willing participant, right now, you're a volunteer. I'm asking all of you, right now, are you compelled to be here or are you here voluntarily? Oh, thank you. Because I've spoken to conscripted people also. I've spoken in the prisons, I've spoken in many places. So you're here willingly. You're doing something willingly is the fundamental of your joy, isn't it so? Hello? However simple or stupid or idiotic activity it is, I'm doing something willingly, makes a world of difference, isn't it so? Hello? Yes. The difference between heaven and hell is just this. You're doing something willingly, that's your heaven. You're doing something unwillingly, that's your hell. We have already taken on attitudes, what we like and what we don't like. I like this person, I don't like this person. Now with this person I will do things willingly, with this person I'll do things unwillingly. This may be two people, two aspects of life, two communities, two nations, two many things. This I will do willingly, this I do unwillingly. This means I've decided in my mind this is good, this is bad. When I hear even on national news channels, good guys and bad guys, it just… once you have this kind of thing, you are going to be disastrous to the planet, it's just a question of time. The moment you decide, this is a good person, this is a bad person, this has gone deep into American society. No, there are no good people and bad people. Everybody is oscillating between the two. If you create a very pleasant, wonderful atmosphere, everybody behaves wonderfully. If you create an unpleasant atmosphere, a whole lot of people act nasty. Yes or no? There are joyful people and miserable people, but there are no good people and bad people.
That's big.
The moment we think we are good, we are entitled to destroy the bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, we've been destroying a lot of people for a long time. Time to stop that. Because human beings are in different levels of experience and understanding. Variety of people. Anybody who is not like you is obviously bad, isn't it? Isn't it so? Those who are not like me must be bad people. Because the basis of goodness and what you think is goodness is decided by you. No, you have no business to do that. Willing means this, I'm just willing. I'm 100% yes to life. I am not yes to this one, no to this one, no. I am just yes and yes to life. If you are 100% yes to life, you are a volunteer.
Oh, that's…
You have become a willing life. You have become so willing that you have no will of your own. People ask me, Sadhguru, how do you operate with all these people? All kinds of horrible questions they're asking, they're doing this, they're doing that. I said, my life is not about them, it's about me. It's about how I am. It's about me. It doesn't matter how they are, that's their choice. But how I am is my choice, this is my way. No matter what they do, I'm like this. Because I have not given that freedom to anybody that somebody can freak me, somebody can make me angry, somebody can make me happy, somebody can make me unhappy. These privileges I kept to myself. It's time you do that too. Because if somebody else can decide what can happen within you right now, isn't this the ultimate slavery? Huh? Isn't this? Someone else can decide what should happen within you. What happens around you, of course, so many people decide. What happens around us is not 100% ours. But what happens within me must be my making, isn't it? Right now, just about anybody can freak anybody because they're not volunteers, they're unwilling. Volunteering means you have no will of your own, you can do whatever is needed. You know, we are a volunteer organization, this means all kinds of people. Most of them are not qualified for the jobs that they're doing. And I cannot fire them because they're volunteers. So people keep coming up to me on a daily basis and say, Sadhguru, I can't work with this person, she's so horrible, I can't do it. I tell them, see, in this world, this is the sort of people who exist, like this, like this, like this, like this is the kind of people there are. But if you want to work with ideal people, you must go to heaven. And today.
Today.
But if you think what you're doing is very significant, you must learn to work with all these horrible people. This is how the world is. If you think what you're doing is very significant, you learn to work with all kinds of people. You will see horrible people will do wonderful things. Yes?
Yes.
But if you want to work with ideal people, you won't find any. I haven't found one yet. All kinds of mixed bags.
Yes.
But if you are willing that you are not yes and no, yes to one, no to another, you're simply one big yes, you will find a way.
Only one question, Guruji. We the human beings in the earth are by chance or by choice of God or any superpower?
Why we are on this planet?
By accident or by design or by superpower?
I think even the planet is wondering why the hell these human beings came here. See, the solar system, the way it is, and so as the other universal systems, the galaxies, they're all happening because they arrive at a certain perfection of geometry. Geometry in the sense, Right now, this planet is going around the sun. It's found its perfect orbit, so it's going and going and going. Not powered by an engine or something. See, the airplane is going, powered by engines. It's being pushed. This is not being pushed. This has just found a certain perfection of geometry and it's going on. The day it loses its perfection of geometry, if it loses the line of orbit, it's gone. So in this process, life happens on this planet, also involving this geometry on various levels. We say, in the yogic culture, we say, a human being is physiologically and in terms of brain has reached its peak, physiologically. That is, after 1,000,000 years, you will not have a horn coming out of your head or something else, like the tail disappeared, something else will disappear. This cannot happen. We are saying this from a certain context. Today, the modern neuroscientists are saying similar things. They're saying the size of the neuron in the human brain can neither increase nor can the wiring inside can increase, because the physical laws don't permit it. The laws of physics do not permit it. I will not go into the detail of that. To put it very simply, how we see it is, your birth here, right now all life on this planet is solar powered, isn't it? Yes? It is the sun's energy which is doing all this. And also the revolutions and the rotations of the moon also has influence upon us. The very ocean is rising and falling with the movement of the moon. Only because our mothers' bodies were in tune with the cycle of the moon, we are born and we are here. Yes? If this 28-day cycle of the moon does not repeat itself in a woman's body, you and me wouldn't be born. So because it has reached that, we say physically, the physical laws have come to a certain place where life upon this planet cannot evolve further. You can make use of what you have in a much better way. Using the same technology, we had a dumb phone, then we had a smartphone, now we have an iPhone. Like this, we can go on improving it, how we use it. But the fundamental physical laws will not permit any further evolution of this creature. So did it happen by accident? No. The theory of evolution, you know Charles Darwin, who made a monkey out of you? Not me, him. If you look at the theory of evolution, which was propounded just 150 years ago, we have said this thousands of years ago, in the sense, you know the 10 avatars? At least the 9 you know, those who have come. What is the first one? Matsya Avatara. Matsya Avatara means fish or water life. All life on this planet started underwater. What is the next avatara? Kurma Avatara, amphibious like a turtle, half in the water, half on the land. The next one is Varaha Avatara, a pig or a wild boar. Among the mammals, one animal which is strongly rooted in its body is a wild boar. See, we live next to the forest, we see this. The tribal boys can kill a deer with a stick. If you hit it with a stick, it'll fall dead. The local dogs will hunt the deer, but a wild boar, you try to kill him and see, it's not easy to kill him. You go smash him with a car, his spine is broken, still he will go, he will not stop. Because he's so physically rooted, his life is so physical. So the next form of life was Varaha. This simply means the creator is finding expression in first as fish, then as a turtle, then as a wild boar. Next one is Narasimha, half man, half animal. Next one is Vamana, a dwarfed man. Next one is a full-grown man but emotionally volatile man who is Parashurama. Next one is a peaceful man, which is Rama. Next is a loving man, which is a Krishna. Next is a meditative man, which is a Buddha. The next is supposed to be a mystical being yet to come. Okay? This is running very much in parallel lines with the Darwin's theory of evolution. Yes or no? It's in the same sequence, exactly in the same sequence. Darwin propounded his theory only 150 years ago. This was said 12 to 15,000 years ago. Adiyogi himself spoke about it. So, if you observe life, you can clearly see from what is inanimate, basic life formed. From that, life evolved. We've always seen it that way. Always we saw life evolved. Constantly, we are in every temple you go, there is a snake, there are various symbolisms all around the place, because even today in your brain, one part of your brain is a reptilian brain. You know, the core part of your brain is still a reptilian brain and it still functions, and we have different practices in yoga as to how to transcend this reptilian brain and allow the cerebral cortex to function. And today, we have scientific evidence to show you. The University of California has done scientific studies on Shambhavi Mahamudra, the basic practice we teach usually. And they say if you practice Shambhavi Mahamudra for 3 months, the neuronal regeneration increases by 241%, a kind of percentage that's never been recorded in the history of any kind of research, okay? Just a simple practice for 21 minutes, 241% increase in your brain function and neuronal regeneration. This means as you grow old, you will become more intelligent. Usually young people think you're getting stupid. Yes, your brain is actually growing, you understand? It's getting better by the day. Now there is scientific evidence. We always knew this, but today a meter has to say it. If a man says it, it's not true. If a man says it, it's doubtful. But a meter has to say it, now the meters are saying it. The meters are saying your brain is actually growing by doing a simple 21-minute practice. And you don't believe the meter, you just do the practice for 3 months and see, you will see how clear and how smart your mind is suddenly.
Sadhguru, Namaskar. I just wanted to know what is the importance of doing Shraddha.
In the manifestation of life, the physical life, there is… let me separate this. There is life and physical life, for the sake of understanding. The physical life has manifested itself. The physical life energy, which generally is referred to as pran or prana, has 5 basic manifestations. There are 10, but that'll complicate. The 5 basic manifestations. These are called samana, prana, udhana, apana and vyana. When a person is declared, let's say if a doctor is observing and they declare that person at a particular moment that he is dead now, in the next 21 to 24 minutes, samana will start exiting. That means samana is in charge of maintaining temperature in the body. First thing that starts happening is body starts cooling down. Somewhere between 48 to 64 minutes, prana exits. After that, between 6 to 12 hours, udhana exits. Till udhana exits, there are tantric processes with which you could revive the body. But once udhana exits, there is a micro chance, but that is an impractical chance, except that it is impossible to revive the body once udhana has exited. The next thing is apana, somewhere between 8 to 18 hours, this exits. The vyana, which is the preservative nature of prana, will start exiting from beyond that. It can continue to exit up to 11 to 14 days if it's a normal death. That is, somebody died of old age, with the feebleness of life they exited. For such a person, between 11 to 14 days, certain processes will be happening in the body to show that there is some element of life, like nails growing, hair, facial hair, these kind of things can be noticed. If someone has died accidentally, or in other words, the life was vibrant and he died, not necessarily totally crushed kind of body, still the body is intact, that body, the reverberations of this life will continue somewhere between 48 to 90 days. So, till that time, there are things you can do for that life. what is the thing that you can do for that life? See, what has happened with death is, your experience of death is that somebody is gone. But the experience of that person is, he's exited the body. And simply because he's exited the body, you have no business with him, you cannot recognize him, and if he comes back, you will be terrified. The people that you love, if they pop up, there'll be terror, not love. Because your relationship is either with their body or with their conscious mind and emotion. These things have been left behind. The body has been left behind, and the conscious intellect and the discerning mind has been left behind. Now, in terms of mind, it is just a bunch of information which has certain tendencies of its own. Natural tendencies which are finding expression in a certain way, there is no discerning mind. Once there is no discerning mind, if you put one drop of pleasantness into this mind which has no discerning capability, no intellect, now this pleasantness will multiply 1,000,000-fold. If you put a drop of unpleasantness, that unpleasantness will multiply 1,000,000-fold. It's like your child who doesn't have the necessary discernment, he goes out to play. He doesn't know when to come back. Till he's exhausted and he can't do any more, till then he wants to play because he doesn't have the necessary discernment, okay, it's time to go. Similarly, this is an extreme state where it is much more than a child, where completely the discerning mind is absent. So now whatever quality you put into it, it will multiply 1,000,000-fold. This is what is being referred to as hell and heaven. If you go into a pleasant state of existence, this is called as heaven. If you go to an unpleasant state of existence, this is called as hell. These are not geographical locations. These are experiential realities that a life which has become disembodied is going through. So what people are trying to do, how well it is done or how ridiculously it is done today is a different matter, but there is a whole science what to do at different steps. One of the first things you must notice is, traditionally, I don't know if you're still keeping it in Mumbai, maybe it's all gone, but if somebody dies, there will be people, the first thing they will do is they'll tie the big toes of the dead body together. Do you still do it or gone? Yes, it's very important, because tying up the big toes will tighten up the Mooladhara in a certain way, so the body cannot be invaded or attempts to invade the body by that life once again, because that life has not lived with the awareness, knowing that this is not me. It is always believed this is me. Though it has come out, it tries to enter through any orifice that is there in the body, particularly through the Mooladhara, because that's where life generates. And as body starts cooling down, the only region where warmth will remain till the last point of warmth is always the Mooladhara. So it tries to get back. To avoid this, the first thing is tie the toes, so that attempt will not happen, because this exiting is happening stage by stage. The reason why traditionally always we said, if someone dies within an hour and a half or maximum of 4 hours, you must burn the body, because this act is going on. Now this is also true for the living. Someone very dear to you is dead. You know he's dead, but your mind starts playing tricks. Maybe he's going to sit up just now. Maybe a miracle will happen. Maybe God will come and do something fantastic right now. It has never happened to anybody, but still mind plays this because of the emotions that we have for that particular person. And that is the same thing is true with the life that is exited from the body. This also believes that still it can get back into the body. If you want to stop the drama, first thing is set fire to the body. 1.5 hours. But those days, because, villages and no doctors to tell you for sure he's dead, somebody puts on a funeral pyre and set fire, the guy sits up because he's not yet. These things have happened in the past. So they stretched it to 4 hours so that these mistakes don't happen. But as quickly as possible, body should be taken away. If there are agricultural communities, they decided to bury because they want the forefathers and their body to go back to the soil from which they ate. You must understand, we were in a subsistence farming. We ate from that land. That land, a piece of that land is what we are holding as this body. So they wanted to put this soil back into the same soil, not somewhere else. Always you bury him in your land, never in somebody else's land, because you ate from this land. Today you're buying everything from the store and eating, you don't know where it's coming from. So, burial is not a good thing to do now. At that time there's a certain process, and to see that it happens as quickly as possible, always salt and turmeric was put so that quickly it dissipates into the soil. But cremation is a good thing to do because it closes the chapter. You will see this when there's death in the family, people are crying and hollering and doing all kinds of things. The moment cremation happens, people will come back home. Nobody's crying for something, because suddenly the truth has This is not only for you, this is also for the disembodied being who just exited, because he is also in that illusion that he can get back, and that stops, and that's a good thing. There are many rituals to sleep that will influence, that you can somehow put a drop of sweetness into that non-discerning mind, so that the sweetness will multiply manyfold and they will live comfortably, or they will live in a certain self-induced heaven. That's why I think the ritual, if it is done
Continue your quest for wisdom and personal growth. Explore more videos on our channel and share your journey with us.